Hello, we are back with Dominion World Cup action. Canada B taking on Poland. Canada B lost their first game in that round, in that set of four, and we're back here. Uh, this is the third game. The score is 1.5 for Poland, represented by kspttw, and a half for amoffett11. So as you saw on the table here, Canada's B is at the bottom of the table. They have a match in hand, but they need to start winning matches in order to climb up there. So we rejoin in game 3, as previously mentioned. amoffett11 representing Canada, opening with an inventor on this board. KSP representing Poland has the 3-4. And let's have a look at the board quickly here. It seems like you can play lots of inventors if you want to do that. That's usually a thing that you want to do. Inventor is similar to bridge, and you even have plus buy as well in the form of horse traders to take advantage of that cost reduction. Even more, we have additional points in the fountain and the battlefield. Let's do big kingdom just for the viewers at home. Yeah, fountain is an extra 15 points. That's a lot of points, and battlefield gives you extra points for greening first or early. Alright, back to the game. KSP with the silver, open, and menagerie for amoffett. So we have inventor silver against inventor menagerie. Now a village comes down for amoffett. The silver isn't necessary. You don't really want to get any of the 5 costs, and inventor will gain all the other cards that you need. So let's see how this silver plays out for KSP here. The menagerie isn't that great of a card either, but it'll be better later. Alternatives were Oracle and the Inventor. They could collide, but I think you take that chance and move along there and get the menagerie later. The silver at least doesn't collide with the Inventor. You see KSP's hand here. That's good. But on the other hand, if it was a menagerie or Oracle, you don't care. You play your Inventor, you buy something costing 4. Probably a pair of Heralds. I think you would like to win the Herald split. There is also a Blacksmith for draw. I don't see how... Okay, you can trigger menageries in combination with horse traders. That is possible. It's a bit of setup, but you can do it. So let's see how they approach the deck. There are a few ideas for decks that I see possible here. Let's see what the players opt to go for. You could try for the menagerie thing. You could try for many heralds, a royal blacksmith with villages, or some combination of these 3. Alright, so KSP gained an inventor with the inventor bought a herald. amoffett opts to gain a herald with the inventor and buy another inventor. It doesn't matter the order there. And I expect to see heavy herald spam if they've started in on the heralds. Yeah, so there are 2 of them for amoffett. KSP's herald misses. Doesn't find an action is what I mean there. Apologies if you hear my clothes. It was rather cold when I went outside this morning, and when I came inside I didn't feel hot, so I still have on my coat. You know, Canada is the not a tropical paradise that Trinidad is. Not yet anyway. Alright, so amoffett herald connects, which is great for them, picking up another herald and another herald. So 2 heralds gain there. Inventors collide, not what you want to see as KSP, but still picking up a pair of heralds. Ooh, these heralds are lining up very nicely for amoffett. I assume this will be the last 2 heralds and probably a horse traders or a menagerie. Could even be an oracle, but yeah, the oracle is fine too. Let's see. Could even be another inventor, actually. That's probably the best. Probably the best. Opts for, yeah, a 3rd inventor. So I think amoffett won that herald split. We'll see soon how much they won that split by. Inventor, 3rd inventor for KSP, and on 5. See, the silver isn't doing anything. Nothing. It's not helping them hit. It's not helping them hit key price points. is a brick for Herald, and there, okay, there's the blacksmith. So there, the silver will show its strength. You can pay off debt more quickly. So maybe that was the idea from the beginning. Inventor for horse traders. What is this now? On 5, another inventor. Alright, so 4 to 3 on the inventor split in favor of amoffett. And also, now let's see if KSP's heralds can hit. The Royal Blacksmith will... Wow, none of them hit? That's garbage. I would feel disappointed. I feel there's at least one inventor in the remaining 3 cards. Yeah, so the Royal Blacksmith will get rid of some of your economy, but it'll draw you into your good cards as well. So 4-4 on the inventor front. Herald finds inventor. That's a 5th inventor for amoffett. Herald's connecting. Piles are lowering. I feel like they will stop here. They will not play any draw cards. Picking up village. Is it the last inventor? You could buy the last inventor. That seems fine to me. Gets our village instead. Okay. So KSP gains the last inventor and will pick up our village here. Extremely thin piles. Amoffett with the better deck with more heralds in it. That is primarily the reason why it's better. Gaining a village. Menagerie doesn't trigger. Alright, there's our plus buy. Where are the other inventors? Alright, so not enough to end the game here. So let's see what the play is. Picks up an oracle for draw. Yep. And 6 is what? Province to be safe? Yes, province to be safe. And then look at the village pile on a turn when you can get more inventors in play. Seems fine. These heralds have not been kind to KSP. Just move on. Just click X and start the next game. Save yourself the agony. What do you do in this position? You want the villages because you need actions, but you can't touch that pile, otherwise you lose. So then what is the alternative? Menagerie actually is the alternative. Could think about gaining a couple of estates here for the battlefield points as well. I don't think that is a line they'll take. Alright, there it is. That is the whole game for amoffett11. So scores are level now at 1.5. 1.5 with the emptying of the village pile. Very quick game. Not a number of turns necessarily, but they played that rather quickly. Alright. So all even. Both players are looking for 2 more wins to secure a match win for their team. Poland here with first player on game 4. So let's have a look at the Druid. These are not the worst boons, but not the greatest boons. And these are the cards we are dealing with here. Gamble is on board. Sometimes there are tricks with gamble. Sometimes these gambles are sure gambles. They're not even actual gambles, depending on how you build your deck. Alright, so you have an opportunity to build here. Let's see how they go about it. You have some draw, you have some actions, you have some plus buy. Let's see how they coordinate everything. There's also some junk flying around potentially. Alright, so 4-3 opening for both players. I imagine a treasurer is high on their priority list. Yeah, the Marauder comes down for both of them. That is going to make the game a little bit longer in terms of turns. Now, what is the 3 though? What is the 3? Do you get a silver to try to get to 5? Or do you get something like a druid to start in on trashing? Do you just gamble to make 2 estates miss the shuffle? These are all questions you ought to ask yourself on the opening here. Alright, so KSP agrees on the druid, and amoffett opts for a silver instead. So here's the druid for KSP trashing an estate as expected, and here on 3 perhaps now is a silver for them. Okay. Alright, so the silver didn't pan out for amoffett, didn't get to 5 here, probably doesn't get to 5 next turn. Gambles into a copper, gambles again, probably looking for the marauder, didn't find it unfortunately, and didn't get a druid there either. So first player advantage coming into play. Amoffett has a ruins in their deck, while KSP will not have one on the reshuffle here. 2. There are options on 2, and whether or not you pick up any of them is another question. Gamble is also available on 2, but that doesn't seem particularly helpful, considering KSP has found both their opening cards. So they opt to gamble, probably just to cycle a little bit, instead of going for a Pearl Diver or a Candlestick Maker. So here comes this amoffett's Marauder, dropping an Abandoned Mine into KSP's deck, and another silver for them. 6 will be a Nobles, so I would have expected Ghost Ship or Treasurer before Nobles there. 2 for amoffett will be what? The Druid now to continue trashing. So KSP has a choice. Opts for the Marauder instead of the Druid to trash. Could consider spending these spoils. If not, then they probably don't buy anything. But if they do spend it, it's probably a gamble into a 2 cost or a double gamble. No, just a silver. 8 is a gamble for amoffett into a Nobles. So both players going down the Nobles route here. It'll be a while before the Nobles really starts to flex its muscle. Here, for example, drew 3 cards, still not able to get to 5. That's not great. Another silver. So it seems like KSP is playing the deck more money-ish now. I was thinking they might think about building. Druid nicks a copper off here and another Nobles. Okay. So we will probably see the Nobles pile empty if things continue along this trajectory. And the ruins will empty in a few turns as well. Alright, so amoffett trashed an estate, picked up a silver, had some lag there. KSP picked up a Nobles after that. And then amoffett just passed their turn. Alright, look at this great Nobles. Yes, wonderful. More silver for KSP and more collision here, unfortunately. Survivors on 5. Here's the Treasurer for amoffett, but on turn 10 it seems late. Getting the key is good though, even at this juncture in the game. Gamble into spoils. Do you play the spoils? No. Okay. And I assume you stop here to get a Nobles. Yep. Alright, so more Nobles. Yes. Yep. Marauder, nothing for amoffett. Nobles to draw. Into 2 Nobles. No! And just, yeah. So KSP really seems to be playing this thing like money. Amoffett takes the key, which will be very helpful coming up into the greening part of this endgame here. KSP will not be able to contest that key at all. Gets a crown here on the 5. Alright, here's survivors. Do you keep... But no, they discard those. No, they kept the Nobles, of course. Of course, you keep the Nobles. And you can gamble easily. Wow, that's nice. That is quite nice. Survivors with the gamble. But they draw into money they can't use, unfortunately. I mean, what else would you draw into, though? Alright, 6 is the last nobles for KSP. So I think they won that split 5 to 3. I think so. Alright, 5 is Ghost Ship. So amoffett has the engine parts, but yeah, the trashing here is too slow, right? I had some pipe dreams that it might be fast enough, but it doesn't appear to be that way. I mean, maybe if you start with Treasurer and Druid and go in early, maybe. But I really don't know. Against somebody playing Ghost Ship on money, or even this Nobles Marauder money thing. Hard to say, hard to say. Well, at least for me, anyway. Alright. So where are we? Ghost Ship coming out for KSP. 2 ruins left. But there's no third pile in danger. There is no third pile in danger. So amoffett, yeah, prevent some terminal collision there with the Ghost Ship. Sometimes benefit comes from top deck and 2 cards. Not all the time, but sometimes. Here with Gamble, the Ghost Ship effect is mitigated a little bit. Now amoffett trashes. Okay, you see this taking actions and then taking cards. Typically you want to do it the other way around. You take the cards to see if you draw into actions that you want to play. If not, then you could think about, you probably want to draw further into the deck. So you may have robbed yourself of some cards if you do it actions first and cards after. If you do action cards first then actions after, then you could you do cards first, then you assess your hand and then decide again if you want more cards or more actions. Plus by 9 green province time. Yes, no. So they opted for a plus buy here instead of drawing more cards, which means they have some intention of using that plus buy. So probably not green. Probably Crown and Gamble and Pearl Diver. What is the... Okay, Silver and Treasure. Alright, so the key may get contested. I don't know. Alright, the Druid for the Sun. Probably these coppers and mine get discarded. As a good use of Druid, being able to top deck again with Gamble potential. So 8 and 2 buys is what? Crown? No, it's Province. Alright, amoffett going for the green. Alright. So probably we won't see any more building from amoffett. 7 is Gamble into Marauder. That is a good hit for the Gamble. And another Crown. So KSP, who I thought was initially playing money, is now putting together some more engine pieces, and amoffett is actually the one going after the green and early money centric strategy, so it seems. Alright, 6. Will you continue along the Crown path? That I think is consistent with what's happening, what I've seen so far from KSP. Picking up crowns. Picking up duchy. No, they stopped building. Yeah, they got worried with the points advantage from amoffett and then decided it was time to green. Alright, well, the crowns are also good for money, right? So let's see how far that gets along. So amoffett hitting the Ghost Ship landing the ghost ship and the marauder for the last ruins. So KSP opts to play their ghost ship here. Triple terminal collision is unfortunate. Ooh, gambling into nobles. That's not really what you want to see. Even discarding the nobles. Yeah, well, either you discard it or play it. You didn't want to play it, obviously. Gamble into crown. So if you play this crown, you can't crown the action cards, right? Yeah. That's too bad. He lost our crown from his coming up hand here. Crown silver gets KSP up to province. Ooh, this is a good hand for them. But that ghost ship is timely. That ghost ship from Amoffett is timely. That potentially cut out a very good province into taking the key back, probably. Alright, gambling before buying the province. So when you're greening, right, I'm not sure if you want to gamble. You don't want to get closer back to that crappy deck with all these green bricks in it now, you know? And then a single copper might be the difference between province and not province. While you're building, I understand gambling. So here, okay, they did it actions and then cards again. Anyways, so the key does get taken away now. Still time for that. Think that's a good play. 1 extra money is plenty extra money in these junky decks. Do we see duchy? Yes, we see duchy. So it seems like both players are full green now. Amoffett able to pick up a province in spite of not having the key. Alright, crown is spoils, obviously. Gamble, yeah, that's why you don't want to gamble. Just leave the nobles on top of the deck, mate. That has to get discarded. No, they draw it. They draw with it, sorry. Alright. Province for KSP. It's gonna come down to who gets these last 2 provinces, it seems like. That is a terrible draw for Amoffett. Nobles drawing into hot garbage. Ghost ship attack from KSP for this shuffle. Now does Amoffett up to... That's an uncomfortable hand to top deck. You probably put the crown back, yeah, and hope for better things later. To maybe estate. I'm not sure if that's worth it at this stage. Alright, Amoffett thinks so. Crown, silver. Ooh, 1 short, even with the key. So there's the duchy. Here's a good hand for KSP. Probably a province hand. So, okay, they do crown nobles. They take the actions first. What do you... Okay, whatever. Doesn't matter. I think they would have ended up with the same hand anyway. So abandon mine gets them the province. They have no choice but to take that, I think. You know, I think they have to. That's their best chance to win the game. You can't keep going along the duchy route. That'll run into a 3 pile. And if they buy 1 here, they'll go ahead. And Amoffett buys 1, and Amoffett goes ahead. So actually no, they could go the duchy route. It'll prevent Amoffett from buying, the duchy here, because they don't want to put themselves in a position where they lose. So miscalculation there. Right, so they did actually have the 5, and now the duchy is kinda taboo. In the sense, it's a risky play for Amoffett. Does put him in a position where they can lose easily. Goes for it anyway. This hand from KSP though is enough to get the last duchy for the win. Alright, so that's 2.5 to 1.5 for Poland. 2.5 to 1.5 for Poland. That game was a bit messy. The trashing never really came together, and it was slow anyway, but let's see. Alright, Big Kingdom, Big Kingdom. Amoffett's last game with first player. We have the mouse. The mouse card is a church. That is a good card to have as mouse. Just open double terminal and you're probably okay. You don't have to open double terminal. But what I'm saying is if they do collide, you could just play one as a church and then play the other as what it is. Traveling Fair gives you buys for days as long as you're rich. But we are lacking actions on the board here. So that will shape how the players build. Alright. So you could... There are some extra points, right, in Harem and Feudum. I say Feudum. This has to be one of the least used victory cards in the game, really. It's so hard to balance gaining silver with buying Feudum, and then there's not that many cards that gain silver. On this kingdom there is one actually. This one. So that's helpful. Alright, Amoffett on 4 with the silver, probably paired with a Masquerade, if I had to guess. But it takes so long to make Feudum even be competitive with Province. So that it doesn't really see play, honestly. And you see, silver isn't great for hitting provinces. You need 4 silver to get the province in a hand of 5 cards, but you just need 3 gold, for example. That's a whole card less, which is significant if your hand size is stuck at 5. It's not in this kingdom, you know. Wayfarer draws and Masquerade draws, so we'll see. Let's see what the players opt for here. It'll be interesting to see if they go for something non-traditional. Traditional here being Masquerade and money. I'm not sure what they could do non-traditionally, but I mean, there's also a Fool's Gold idea, right? You get Mask and Nomad Camp and trash with Mask and get your Fool's Gold to clump up together. You get the plus buy. Oh, you don't even need Nomad Camp actually. There's Traveling Fair for plus buy. So they could be thinking about that plan too, or just straight silver and gold, you know, the old-fashioned way. Just give me it straight. Just give me it straight. Silver with a dash of gold, and let's go. So where are we? We're waiting on KSP's turn 2. Their turn 1 was Mask, yeah. The 4 is interesting, right? If you want to trash more quickly, maybe get Secret Passage, turn it into a church. If you want to go more money, get a silver like Amoffett. Or do you get Fool's Gold now if you want the Fool's Gold plan? I don't know. I really don't know. So they put 3 copper down, indicating what? Double mask? Mask silver? Thinking long about this. Double mask is the option, alright? Cheers. I think that's a reasonable opening as well. That's fine. He'll trash more quickly, especially if they don't collide, which it looks like they will collide, unfortunately. But if they do collide, like I said, just turn one of them into a mouse, right? Traveling Fair, that's a nice 5. You get to top deck the second Masquerade. That's excellent. That's arguably better than what's happening to KSP here. Alright, the states get passed around. Do we see another top deck of a 3? Or do we see Abandon Misfits? I don't really see what else you buy on 5. You could be clever and traveling fair, copper, and buy a Wayfarer for 0 and then top deck it if you want. But double Masquerade in the deck, I don't think the players are thinking about terminals beyond that. So now let's see what the church decision is here. Probably 2 copper. The last 2 cards of their deck are coppers as well. Maybe it's just double church. I doubt, though. I doubt. So what can happen here with the church is they get up to 6 on the next hand. It's possible with the Masquerade, right? And with the extra cash that it could happen even without the Masquerade. So far we haven't seen any intention of where the players want to go. Oh, they put... What did they put aside? Just the estate. Huh. Okay, so silver for KSP. Not fool's gold, silver. Perhaps hinting that they just want to get silver and gold and a Moffett with the fool's gold. Alright, cheers. And there's the 6 that we spoke about. And gold. Okay, so KSP going traditional. Silver and gold, saying I'm faster than fool's gold. Let's see how the ideas pan out here. Opts to top deck a fool's gold, is it? Yeah. Not sure why. The other fool's gold was in play there. There's no chance of it coming with one of its friends. Alright, here's Mask from KSP. And another 6 for them. Perhaps another gold. Yes. Another gold. And another fool's gold for a Moffett. So they have 3 of them now. And KSP has the province money. Do they opt for it, or do they go for something like top decked gold? So they have a couple gold, yeah. They're going for the top deck play. Top deck what, though? It would be kind of cute to see them top deck a Wayfarer. Really. Something like silver Wayfarer. Then the next mask, if it collides with the Wayfarer, play it as a church. I think if they do that, they're set up to just hit provinces. With the gold top deck and just the masquerades, they could get 3, 4, 5 maybe, but not all of them. But you don't need to get all of them. Anyways, top deck gold is the play, not Wayfarer. Alright, so their masquerade missed out. Unfortunately, KSP. Amoffett's masquerade just passes coppers around. Here's double fool's gold going on top of the deck. I expect, well, at least 2 of them to collide, right? Then there's another one. So, big money for Amoffett. Some big money for KSP as well. So, top decking, another gold, 4 gold for them. Amoffett going for the plus buy, and another one, 3 more fool's gold. Ooh. So their deck is looking dangerously rich now. But KSP has 4 gold. There's nothing to laugh at, and no estates in. Nothing to scoff at, nothing to underestimate. Do we see them go for prov here? No. More gold. Wow. One plays with fool's gold, one plays with real gold. Miss me with that real gold, says Amoffett. Miss me with that real gold. Alright, anything for the 3? The Wayfarer, perhaps? Top deck? Perhaps? Church could also help clump the fool's golds together. does get the Wayfarer. Very nice. I like it. I do like it. You don't have to take the silver. Or you could just play it as a church. Mask here would be uncomfortable, but it doesn't appear for Amoffett getting away with that. Alright, so now do you get province? Surely. Unless you want Wayfarer. Yeah, okay, there goes the province. So we started. End game time. Okay, seems like that Band of Misfits was not what it should be. It's just that church to set up one fool's gold aside. That's a little bit risky. They may not have drawn into another fool's gold there with the Wayfarer. But it worked out. Alright, answering green for green is KSP. Now KSP started green in a second player, which is a little bit more helpful for them. Means they could push for the win in this situation, whereas if Amoffett started, we would need some bad draws or something, provided they keep going like this, province for province. So here now, right? KSP takes the province. Amoffett needs more than a province to win, because they'll lose on first player. Is what I was saying. So they hand off a masquerade, actually. What? Why did you hand them a masquerade? Did I miss something? Couldn't he have handed a copper? What do you hope to buy with the extra money that is impactful? I mean, that seems safe though. I don't see how Amoffett gets province and duchy. They would need all their fool's gold, which is not likely to happen. So this has to be double duchy. And actually KSP has the win in hand, so that's it there. That is the whole match for Poland. 3.5 to 1.5 is the current score. Well, in a few minutes it will be. Amoffett doesn't know that their decision is inconsequential here. Yeah, green in first as second player there would turn out to be quite helpful for the end game for KSP. Province from K was risky a little bit, but I think it's fine. I think it is in their favor actually, because they take province. Amoffett needs province, estate. There's 10 money, and then 2 for the traveling fair. That's 12. So how many fool's gold is that? 2 gives you 5, 3 gives you 9. And then 4 gives you the 13. Alright, they have 10 fool's gold, but they have other things in their deck as well. I don't know. I would take that chance. But then again, I'm not playing in the World Cup, so, maybe I should keep my mouth shut. But is he passing the masquerade to him? That's madness, though. You're just giving him an opportunity to find more fool's gold. Anyways, it worked out for KSP, and at the end of the day, that is important. Alright, so this is the last one. KSP opening with 5. 5, that's good. Borrows for a captain, Chairs has to be happy about that, right? Could even borrow for a tracker here, that's not crazy. Yeah, ups to not borrow again. Conclave Church though is good opening as well. So yeah, Church for KSP. But you know, Conclave Church is not Captain. What do you play the Captain as here? You get Necromancer, you get Conclave, you get Scheme, you get Advice. You have options. Okay, never mind. Alright, there's an Enchantress. What do they play it as? I would play it as Tracker. And then top deck or Focus. That's what I would do. Or borrow and then top deck as Stables. That's even better, I think. Oh, they just played Conclave. Okay, so they'll get these Stables but not put it on top of the deck. Okay. Alright. Church doing what Church does. Getting large amounts of money together. Picking up a captain for amoffett. So better late than never, right? So captain has what here? Probably advisor. Yeah? No, just conclave. Setting 2 estates aside by an advisor. Is that the play? Tracker is so good. I mean, the ability to put cards on top of your deck is very good. It saves you a whole shuffle. A lot of tempo gained. Alright, does go for the advisor. Amoffett has an opportunity to pick up the tracker. Let's see if they do it. Yes, yes, tracker. Yes! Yes! I approve. Alright, this is probably another Stables, I imagine. KSP just has nicer things in their deck, though. Captain earlier. Stables, second Stables now. Advisors. Captain as advisor for amoffett here. Maybe. I don't think there's much left in their deck. Right? Yeah, that's fine. Even if they skip the conclave, you still get up to captain again here. Okay, opts for Stables instead. That's fine too. Alright, one of these Stables gets hit with the Enchantress. That was a nice, good hit by the Enchantress there. It'll slow down KSP by a couple cards. Amoffett will feel happy about that. So Church will set aside what I presume are 2 estates here. And then there's the choice of Enchantress, Scheme, borrow for an estate. Opts for the Enchantress. That's fine, that's fair, that's reasonable. Alright, so amoffett again has an opportunity for a captain top decked here. Because, you know, Tracker is that good. And there goes the captain on top of the deck. So much tempo gained, really. Do they have one in play as well? They don't. They have the Church. Alright, so here, this is an interesting part of the game, right? Because now you have some pieces, you have some action cards, but now you want to build. You really want to, you know, start exercising multiple buys, multiple gains, things like that. So you have the 1 buy extra from the pouch. That's about it. But there is a gain in the Necromancer. There is a gain in the Necromancer. And there may be a way to coordinate your deck so that you can gain some useful things from your Necromancer. Maybe. it'll be difficult. You know, you'll have to pay attention to what gets discarded off your advisor, things like that. So it's probably not the most straightforward thing to do, but it can be done. Here's Tracker. Look at this. Look. I'm telling you, Amoffett is playing this Tracker. This is the second time top decking something good. They'll catch up in development, I'm telling you. Okay, goes for Enchantress. And probably Advisor. No, Conclave. That's fine, yeah. Conclave. This is key in these decks here. Money, non-terminal money, and lets you play all these actions. Multiple copies of them. So I think that will be key to building up to something like double province here. And obviously there are other ways to get up to double province, right? You go stables and gold and just do it like that. You could try to organize a swashbuckler to start gaining your gold. It all depends. To win the game, you want to be the fastest to get to that point, right? So you have to organize yourself and see what you think is the fastest. Could be advisors into gold, doesn't have to be stables, you know. Could just be a lot of captains. And as long as there's one conclave in the pile, it's kind of like they have two sets of conclaves. But I'm convinced with this tracker, Amoffett has gained some tempo. And being second player, that is extremely important. And considering your opponent opened 5-2 as well. So let's see if I have to eat my words. Or let's see if it comes to pass. Alright, so that church set aside something. Alright, so KSP is able to draw the entire deck. Now, let's see what the plan is now. You have some degree of control. You could see all your cards reasonably well every turn. And there's Conclave and Swashbuckler. Great buys for KSP. 2 extra money, and then that Swashbuckler in combination with the stables could start setting up for gold gains down the road. At least you get a coffer from your Swashbuckler every turn, at the very least. Alright, so for Amoffett now, the captain was played as an advisor and the enchantress drew some cards. It's unfortunate that this conclave they play here cannot be put into play because both captain and enchantress are already in play. But I am guessing this captain will... Do you play advisor here? Or do you play scheme just to try to draw into something that would get your conclave in play? Notably the tracker. Necromancer. Ooh. That's too bad. The top cards of the deck is stables and tracker, but they do get the conclave in play regardless because they drew into a church. Hooray! Alright, so church sets aside 3 things actually, and another stables for Amoffett. Alright, so just the stables, no extra addition to the economy. This enchantress gets hit by another enchantress. Oh no, never mind, that snuffed the captain out. Ah, okay, I see. Alright, so and another nice thing on this kingdom in particular with tracker is that you could feed it to the enchantress attack and still get the benefit of top deck cards. And sometimes drawing the card is better than playing the tracker, because it might give you some nonsense boon. Oh, look at the discard pile and top deck something, or tanks is empty now. So I expect... Oh no, of course. The first captain always gets enchanted. So the tracker cannot really be fed to the enchantress attack. So this is a good boon to get. The gold, extra economy. And, well, these conclaves are stuck in hand, though. That's too bad. I have to imagine they drew into them off these stables. Yeah, that's really too bad. That's a lot of money they missed out on. Stables and scheme. That scheme is more for the conclaves than anything else. But it is also useful to top deck, stables or captains as the case may be. So now both players, I was gonna say both players have a captain in play every turn, but that did not happen on the last turn for KSP. Alright, so this is stables into swashbuckler, right? And you get your coffer. No, it's not. So I'm not sure now how they trigger the swashbuckler. Oh, they play it now, obviously. Haha. I'm dumb. So now I wonder if they play the second captain. It seems almost criminal not to play the captain. But then going forward, you have these uneven turns with captains. One turn is very good, and the other turn is not that good. But yeah, I think this is right to play it. You probably just play it as conclave. Yeah, get the church down, save our stables, at the very least, for your next turn. This is why you don't really care about having, the stability from having a captain in play every turn, because church kind of does that for you. Alright, so let's see what the build path is here. Do you get another swashbuckler to get to that juicy treasure chest more quickly? Alright, so stables get sets aside. Go in with the 11 and 2 buys. Captain swashbuckler. Gold swashbuckler. I mean, you don't really want to buy gold with swashbuckler, but you get the gold now. You have to wait a couple turns for the swashbuckler to hand over the gold to you. What is the play? What is the play? I like these decisions, these points here, the middle part of the game. Alright, you've built this nice thing that could see lots of your deck. How do you make progress from here? And the answer from KSP is Captain and Enchantress. So they want an Enchantress in play every turn. I understand that feeling. And the second Captain. Probably wanting at least one Captain in play every turn. Alright, lots of draw here for Amoffett. They'll see their whole deck and also be able to put the conclaves in play. Have to be happy about that. See? Useless. That's not useless. You discard them, but you don't really care because you're probably drawing your whole deck anyway. Oh, they kept one card. This captain is Scheme then. Or Mason from the Necromancer to nick it. All possible options there. I assume the church comes down. Even if you don't keep anything, you might get the opportunity to trash next turn. Oh, does store all 3 copper. Goes for a gold and a stables top decked. Look at the beauty of top decking. Like next turn you will at least have stables and gold. That security. Visa has the ad. What? You need money to buy this thing, but for everything else, there's MasterCard, not Visa. That's what. That should be an advertisement for Tracker. I can't buy you provinces or anything, but I could give you the other things: the security, the peace of mind, the stability, the consistency. And sometimes they give you gold and silver. Sometimes, not all the time. Alright, so we're back to KSP now. able to see the whole deck. Here's Captain. Lots of draw. Lots of draw. I say lots. Some. A few cards. 2, 3, 4 cards maybe. Which is plenty-ish. Alright, Captain has Conclave. Their Swashbuckler gave them a coffer. What is the play? Double gold? Are we looking at double gold? Double gold puts them in range of double province next turn. And they have the draw. There's our stables sitting in hand doing nothing. Oh, so here is where things could get cute. Right, double gold and Swashbuckler will bring in gold in 2 turns. Now, KSP could organize their stables to discard gold instead of copper to make sure that there's gold on the top of the deck or in the discard pile. Maybe 3 gold are there. Play a Mason from the Necromancer. Get a Duchy double province, you know. Could win you the game. Could win you the game. Alright, so amoffett. Now what did they buy? Oh yeah, double gold was the play. Alright, so in position to double province now. Great. I think we'll see our movement into the end game from KSP on the next turn. Maybe even from amoffett on this turn. So again, they have the option to green here as second player. Yep. And probably will take it. Probably will take it. Yeah, that puts pressure on KSP. Yeah, take both of them. Cheers. 2 stables sitting in hand doing nothing. And it looks like my tracker comments have come to pass. The tempo gained has helped amoffett catch up. They are green in first. They had the 17 first. I mean, maybe it has something to do with build decisions from both players as well. But I would like to think the tracker had something to do with that. Alright, here comes KSP. Swashbuckler. No, yeah. Conclave on the church, I imagine. You could have done that later after you drew everything to see how much money you have, but maybe they know exactly what's in their deck, unlike me. I rarely keep a thorough guide of what is in the deck. My policy is just draw everything and you'll see what you have, you know. Not the best policy, but anyways. Alright, so captain's here now. What do you play these captains as? Swashbuckler is looking like it's too slow now, huh? Still 1 more turn and we're already at the point where both players can buy 2 provinces. Maybe you won't get to reap the benefit of that gold gaining. You still have your coffers to show for it though. Alright, church sets nothing aside. Captain is what? A Necromancer. So they know the top card of the deck here. They have to. Oh, they just... Yeah. Ooh, they make the play. But they trash an advisor, which I'm not really happy about. But they make the play. Very nice. Very nice. Very nice. Might be too early for the play, but I mean, you're not top decking an advisor any other time. And perhaps they don't need the draw, honestly. Alright. KSP flexing the gains. I like it. So the top card is Duchy. They know that. I imagine they don't want it on top of the deck. And I imagine they want to play this Enchantress as well. So it seems like this is Captain's scheme. Is that right? Yes, okay. Captain Scheme does come out. And Dull Province, right? Ooh, but they have to spend their coffers to do it. Yeah, this swashbuckler isn't coming around in time. Ooh, okay, okay, okay. So there's no gold gaining happening, which is unfortunate for them. Probably not what they envisioned when they bought that swashbuckler. Okay, here comes a Moffat. Here comes a Moffat. So now KSP is 3 points ahead from that very elegant Necromancer trash. How will a Moffat respond? I anticipated something like Province and Duchy. You have to be careful because Necromancer can hit Province as well. Right? Trash the top card of your deck, gain a card costing up to more. So it could hit Province, gain Province, and then they buy 2 provinces. They still have gas with a perfect draw to buy 2 provinces, so it's not 100% safe to take a province here, but the alternative isn't particularly attractive. Okay, so double tracker. Tracker gains Will-O-Wisp here. I guess a Moffat knows the top 3 cards of the deck and probably no money in there. Or nothing would draw in anyway, because they could have gone for an advisor instead. Church hides the provinces and some coppers actually. So province duchy is what I expect. Seems to be the most reasonable line for them. And then they pass it back to KSP. So can KSP craft an elegant ending here? This looks bad though because no, the captain will eat the enchantress attack. Right. Never mind. So the stables are alive. I thought the stables would be dead. Wait, why swashbuckler first? No, you needed that coin. I think maximum money now is 15, not 16. But I guess you could play the captain for money. Never mind. Alright, so I don't think we'll see any zombie mason end in here. So now KSP does not want to put a Moffat in a position where they can end the game. They have seen already that a Moffat can get up to double province with a good draw, and they have a good deck, so it's a reasonable assumption that a Moffat can get there. So the province pile is probably off limits right now for KSP. The alternative then is double duchy. You could even borrow actually, so 15 would be fine for double province. Okay, so I think KSP is thinking only top card of the deck here, and to see whether or not the Mason would gain them anything. And it seems they were right about trashing the advisor. They didn't really need the draw from that advisor at the point in time, and it was quite useful for the end game position in him. Right, so Marcuson is saying KSP should go province duchy because they lose if a Moffat gets double province. So let's count the points on that. Double province of a Moffat puts them up to 33. If KSP takes double duchy, they go up to 21, and then they would have to respond with province duchy of their own, which is 21 plus 9 is 30. So that is correct calculation from Marcuson. Double province from a Moffat wins regardless. I say regardless, that's not true. There's the Mason, right? We shouldn't forget about the Mason. So there are some outside chances that well, even if you Mason, you're still 3 points behind. You lose. Okay, never mind. So yeah, correct play from KSP here then. Well calculated from KSP and from Marcus in the chat. But looks like this will be the double province here. Alright, so the match will end up, oh, Tracker even blessing us with more money and more buys. Right, the match will end up with 3.5 to 2.5 for Poland. It's just half point away from something for Canada. Unfortunately, we'll have to see what the other teammates, how the other two matches turn out against Poland here. They desperately need the points, and I wish them all the best. Alright, so that's it from me. There are a number of games happening this weekend, so I'll see how much of them I can record. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.